Hi, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
Good evening and welcome back to another episode of To Be Quite Honest podcast, powered by Mixta Africa. Today with us, we have a very special guest. All our guests are special, but today we have a very, very special guest. We're speaking about a topic that a lot of people have asked about, they've wondered about, and, it's good that we have someone who is on both sides of the table to just sort of let us know what his opinion is regarding it. What's our topic today?
Yes, our topic today is Buy or Build Your Dream Home, which is more economical. And today with us, we have Mr. Kunle Amusan. Did I pronounce that right?
Did right.
Yes,
thank you so much for joining us.
For coming on our
you
podcast today. So just tell us a little bit of what you do.
So currently, I'm an engineer by training, and I'm currently still engaged. I'm employed with a white-collar job, but I have a side business which I do, which is into real estate, and then try to develop that probably towards retirement. So I have two jobs right now. I work with a white-collar, I work with an oil and gas, and then have my own side business as well, which is real estate. And then I import doors from Turkey, from Israel, and I practically engage in some local production of doors as well for those who doesn't want the imported doors.
So when you say import, like you mean like the security doors?
That's security doors from
just
Turkey.
Just the regular frame doors? Or,
no, security, armored security doors.
Security doors.
Nice. You're a very busy man then.
Busy,
You must be wealthy as well. Everybody's afraid of our so your business is through the roof.
I'm like, and you do a white collar job. How is it like just
juggling both of them?
So basically, I do a kind of on and off job.
So it's like contract?
Yeah, offshore.
Offshore. Okay.
When I go out of town, so my wife managed the business and the field staff on ground. Okay. So, and then when I come back, I have my time to run the business around. Because then I'm not the social board that takes my time out for that thing. So I just devote my time to run the business.
Okay, let's talk a bit more about this real estate. You say you do like real estate business.
Yeah.
So do you buy to sell? Do you develop estates? What kind of real estate?
So right now, the company I have, Martin Rose Limited, is registered for real estate.
Okay.
So like I said, I'm developing over time. It's been 9 years old right now. So what we do currently is to buy into greenfield projects, just ahead of time so that probably at the end of it all, we'll be able to do build and sell as well.
Oh, okay. What? Why you say greenfield?
Greenfield is like what Mixta Africa is doing right now. Those projects you do that is just like a bush. You come, that's what I call it, greenfield. Yeah. So
that's just like a bush.
No, what I mean, let me put it this way: untapped, undeveloped.
Okay.
Undeveloped. So, like what happened at Mixta Africa 2? Farah Park 2.
Oh, okay.
So Farah Park 2 was basically undeveloped. So when I bought into Mixta Farah Park 2, that was nothing.
Wow.
But I saw something there.
You saw the vision.
So and I bought.
That's nice.
So that is what we're trying to do. Is kind of doing a kind of land banking ahead of time for the enterprise.
All right, that's good.
So,
go ahead.
Would you say that like investing in real estate? Do you think it's a good call?
Not better than it. Nothing better than it.
Oh, nothing better.
Yes.
The only way is up.
The only way is.
There's no down now.
There's no. I mean, I guess
because basically, when you invest in real estate, though you have to be careful, there are ups and downs, there are victories of the business you have to be conversant with. Real estate is something that grows ahead of inflation.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when inflation catches up with you, your real estate gives you value for your money.
Okay.
There are pertinent and relevant examples that one can cite. So that is why I said the best is real estate because it grows with business. It grows with the economy.
Okay.
So the inflation doesn't affect it.
Better than the door business?
Far better than the door business. Really? The door business is basically a wall to kill my time. Right?
Yeah.
And then since I have flair for real estate, right? Okay. So what I do is that I look at the component part of the business I can do while I'm still working.
Oh, okay.
If I get a business to build for someone, I must be there because a slight deviation can be so disastrous. Yeah. So that's why I pick a big part of the business that could be managed and supervised, without my hands.
Okay, so that's interesting. So you're going to say something?
Yeah, I was just going to ask, you clearly have bought quite a number of products from Mixta.
Yeah.
Because you have Farah Park. Which would you like to share?
Okay, I have above Farah Park 2, then some with Lackwell Estate, and then I think recently I bought from the Adeva playing field too.
Oh, okay. Nice. And they're all land. You didn't buy any homes.
Okay. Just like I said, I'm a kind of land banking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay, so just to touch a bit on our topic. So where would you stand? Do you prefer to buy or build your dream home?
Precisely to build or to buy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a two-pronged thing, right? Okay. So there's no hard and fast rule to saying one is better.
Yeah.
It depends on several circumstances. It depends on the person involved. It depends on the amount of money available to the person. It depends on his interest. Like I will say, to buy is fine, but to build is fun.
To buy is fine, to build is fun. No, I like that.
Yeah,
I do. I really like that.
Yeah, that's
but
nice
when you say fun, I mean, I know that working with Nigerian artisans is a different ball game entirely. Is that the kind of fun? Is it that ball game that is
the fact that you have to pursue them
because you have to chase them?
I mean, it
down.
Depends on the artisans, you know.
All of them are crazy. There's no need.
Artisans are same everywhere.
Artisans everywhere, honestly.
So, managing artisans is like the humanity part of your job, even if you are doing a white-collar job. So you want to manage them. So, but over time, you've got to be sure of the artisans you want to bring to your site.
Okay.
Yeah, the fun part of it is that, when an architect designs a house for you, it's gone. The builder is building, right? So now you can make changes. You can suddenly, your wife can wake up and say, oh, I want my kitchen to be like this.
Yeah.
Okay, I want an elevated dining. Oh, I want a sunken living room. Things like that, which is not contained in the original design.
Yeah.
So the fun part of it is, okay, let me manipulate this. Let me change this. Currently, the house I'm living in right now. So when the architect designed and gave me the drawing, I took like 3 months to study it. I mean, just checking with myself what can be changed, what can be modified, what can be improved upon. And like I said, I built it myself. I brought in the artisans myself. And then the architect came and said, oh, wow, something changed. I said, don't worry, I'll tell you. Look at this.
Many things. He says not one thing. Many things changed.
So that is why I said it's fun. The kind of windows it did for me, the kind of cantilever it did for me, I could increase my cantilever from 600 mm to 900 or reduce it. Like the window hood, if you come to my house, you're practically looking at the house, you'll be wondering what is different. But nothing is different other than the fact that I removed a lot of things.
Okay.
Like I removed the window hood. I mean, to me, it makes the house look so busy. So there's fun in building, like I said.
So you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it a lot.
Okay.
Do you think it's, when you say economical, when you look at the numbers?
In terms of numbers, if you consider it the same location, right?
Like you bought the land, you bought the land. Like cost of someone
to build is cheaper.
To build is
significantly
cheaper.
or
significantly. When I mean significantly, it's not more than 10 to 15%.
Because why I ask this is because we can't quantify the cost of fighting your artisans, of the fund cost implication. We can't put a price on that because we can't value it in Naira. So the hours that you spend on site, like if you try to how do I put this now? Convert all that time that you invest, that you cannot ascribe money to initially, to that cost. Are you saying it comes down to the same thing? Because 10% is not a lot. It's not a lot.
Yeah, well, we were talking about if you
1 billion.
No, not 1 million. If you build a house worth 150 million, and 15% is about 17.5 to 20 something million. Now that's quite some money.
It is significant.
So that's quite some money.
It's school fees from primary to secondary school. So it adds up. It does now.
Yeah. So, but like you said, it's just like when you go on vacation, right? You go on vacation, you spend money, right?
Yeah.
What do you go to do there? To go and catch fun.
You can't
quantify the fun.
You can never quantify it.
It's
always worth it.
It
really is always worth it.
Yeah.
So the only downside, like you said, is just having to struggle with the artisans.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's always a way out. There's always a way out. You can manage them and then put them in check and making sure. What matters is visibility. You have to walk the talk. If you tell them what to do, you need to. For you to tell someone something to do, you need to know exactly what you are doing.
Yeah, okay. You need to know what you want.
So you need to know what you want.
Okay, one of people who are not, how do I put this? Who do not know what they're doing. So for example, I want to build a house. I've not built a house before, but now you've told me it's cheaper. So I'm like, I'm going to save a significant amount of money. And then, I get a building manager.
Yeah, so if you don't know, if you are not conversant with building, right, of course, the best bet is to employ
somebody
a builder.
that knows. Yeah.
Then there's another caveat in there. You must be able to select a good builder.
Okay.
Because everybody out there in Lagos practically now is a builder.
Yeah. Literally.
Because the business is moving, so everybody wants to be a builder or someone who's an apprentice under someone. After 1 or 2 buildings or after 1 or 2 months, it will come out and tell you, oh,
I've learned.
I've
done my freedom.
Yeah, and let me sound a note of warning here. We'll have a lot of these guys from Cotonou right now that claim to be artisans. A lot of them are quacks.
Yeah. They just need to eat your money.
Yeah. There is this a kind of fad that say, oh, guys from Cotonou are good.
I was just going to say that our local artisans, a lot of people rather bring the people from Cotonou.
So gone are the days when they were good, because why they were good then is that just like what happened in Nigeria sometimes in the early 80s, you have the technical colleges, right?
Oh,
that trained artisans.
Okay.
So artisans were trained in Nigeria. There are a lot of technical colleges in Nigeria, like trained on plumbing, that trained on plastering, that trained on electricity, repair of electronics, so many joinery, carpentry and joinery. They are coursework in the colleges, in technical colleges for 3 years, where they learn and master the art. So now we killed ours in Nigeria.
Okay.
But Republic of Benin still maintained theirs up to a certain point. So those were the guys that were coming to Nigeria. Okay. So they were giving us quality output. But now, unemployment there is very high. So, there is job in Nigeria. Everybody comes and you just carry the toga out from Cotonou.
Whether they've learned.
So one of the guys of, okay, so once we hear Cotonou,
so just are rushing them.
So I just wanted to ask, when did you, what was, you really seem to enjoy building. So when did this, how will I put it? I'm looking at the word, flair for that start.
So, basically, it still boils down to the fact that, in growing up, one should be able to know his passion. Yeah. I did discover my passion on time. So, like you said, when I built my first house in 1999.
Wow. Okay.
So, and I went through hell with Omoniles. So
where was it located? It's
in Lagos mainland, Ojudu side.
The fact that he said he built his first house in 1999 and did discover his passion on time.
I had to practically be on ground, reading the drawings with the artisans. I think I employed a builder then.
Okay.
So I was listening to him, maybe because I had a background in engineering. So I was listening to him. He would read the drawings and he would interpret. At a point in time, we'll erect a structure. Then the following day, they'll pull it down.
Why?
Omonile. So.
Omoniles were coming to pull.
Omoniles were coming.
Omonile is
the land grabbers.
The land grabbers. So those ones that claim that it's their family land.
So you bought it off someone else.
So I bought the land. It's from hand to hand. Yeah. So from there,
second market.
Secondary market.
Yeah.
But was it the family that sold it to you or?
That's a very long story because the guy that sold claimed to be a family rep, which was true. And then another set of family came claiming that family
does not represent him or that family does not have
So I had to buy from the two of them.
What?
Wow.
You paid
Yes, but before I paid twice, before I paid for the second one, it took me a great deal of time. And I was trying to say to them, maybe they will leave the site. In those days, give them 20,000, 30,000 naira.
That's a lot of money there now.
That was money.
Yeah.
It's still money now. Why are we talking 20K is not money?
No, I'm not saying it's not money. We're just saying it was a lot of money.
This is true.
Then
1999, my salary.
1999, they dashed, when 2000, if your uncle comes and dashes you 100 naira, you're jumping.
Yeah, so in 2000, I think $1 was less than 22 naira or thereabouts.
So that was a lot of money.
That's 22 naira or 18 naira. I can't remember now.
So why did the person that you bought the land from not just settle his family?
The land grabbers, they work in like a syndicate.
Okay.
So they work like a syndicate. So, but that's the story behind me right now.
Is that something that people should look out for? People
yeah,
who want to buy. The reason I'm trying to expand on this because something a lot of people don't have insights on.
Yeah.
I advise people a lot when you want to buy. Well, even in those days, if somebody is going to buy right now, if you're going to buy from one is doing himself a great disservice because in those days back then there were very few real estate companies who had gone through all the think and thing to settle their money, to settle the family and the government, and then selling to prospective buyers.
Yes. Okay.
So it is not a common place. It wasn't a commonplace thing then. Right now it's good. You can easily reach out. Even again, too, there's still another warning. There are a lot of real estate companies out there who I don't want to mention names, but I know a lot of companies out there. They won't have concluded the due diligence on the land before they start selling, and then when you go into the site, it becomes an issue. So there are a lot of them out there.
Okay, so what I want, there's one more thing I want to ask you on this buying issue, because what kind of documentation do you look out for when you're buying?
The first thing I do is I go to do my search at Alausa.
At Alausa. So you do the land search, you go to land registry.
But like when you buy from a credible real estate company, you don't stress yourself.
Do you still do the search?
I don't.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, because their credibility speaks for them.
So what you're saying now is that if you buy, so like now you've bought 3 land.
I bought from 3 locations from Mixta.
Okay, and you haven't had any issue.
No, I have not. I don't intend to, and I don't think I will.
I don't think you will.
So that's because Mixta has sorted it out. They own the land properly. They're registered with the government. Course. So all of those things are like
the pedigree speaks for itself. I mean, there are companies that you wouldn't want to look back when you're investing with them. So that is why I take my time to deal with a company like that.
Oh, okay.
Because of my experience, I've had similar experience in 3 locations, so I wouldn't want to go through that
again.
I wouldn't want to.
So how did the 1999 house finish? We didn't get to the end.
I had to pay for this.
You paid?
Yeah, he said he had to
second family. Yes.
So is the house still in your name?
Oh, of course, it's still my name. So,
okay.
But I intend to sell if anyone wants to buy. So those are the easy. I mean, wins for me if I want to go full into the real estate. So,
is that land in Lagos?
Yes, it's in Ojodo.
How many houses?
It's a 5-bedroom bungalow.
How many houses have you built so far since 1999?
You want me to count?
It's plenty. Can we count them on 2 hands? Do we need more fingers?
Can't count on 2 hands. It's not much. Let me see. Off record 6 or 7.
And have you lived in all these houses that you built?
No, I only lived in 3.
3.
The first one I built in 1999, a 5-bedroom bungalow. And then when I moved to the axis of Lagos, the other one I built before I moved to the current house. So others I haven't. It's just trying to express myself, enjoying the fun.
Something else I want to ask you about building. What is the impact of infrastructure in the area where you're building? Does it make it easier? Does it make it harder? Is it something that's negligible? Is it something you want to make sure that the roads are paved before you go and build, because your truck has to pass the road, and if it can't pass, it's problematic. It has to be close to clean water. If it's salt water, the house will collapse. I know those are the things that people talk about, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
So for me, for my personal house where I want to live, those are serious considerations.
Okay.
But it's okay. Recently, my wife and I were talking about possible next place to live. And I was telling her, I probably want to live in Lakwa.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, he said, no, I want proud to move towards Lekki. So one of those things I told her, I said, look, listen, I don't mind moving to Lekki, but I don't want to contend with salty water.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't want to contend with dirty water. Because that axis of Lagos is always...
the water is brown.
Yeah,
there's no other way to put it. The water is dirty.
So that was the period I was in Dover Hotel in Lekki Phase 1.
I opened the tap and it was brown water.
For 3 months, the color of...
You were there for 3 months?
Yeah, the color of the water is like this
milk. Literally. It's so funny because I remember going to visit someone in Lekki. I know when you pee and you flush the toilet, it's like, it's not flushing. Why is it still yellow? And then you flush it again, I'm like, okay, maybe that's the color of the water then. It's really bad.
So it's a consideration for me. And again, too, where I will live, I have learned that I don't want to live anywhere outside where there is no green.
Okay.
So those are things we want to talk about when you're talking about consideration for building or consideration for buying.
Okay.
Yeah. So for me, to buy, even if I want to buy where there is green. So, and then when you're considering buying, right, you can't have it all.
Yeah.
You can't have it all. That is why I would like to buy where I can have it all. Apart from the fun, I want to have it all because it's my money.
True.
You deserve to enjoy it.
Yeah. There are other things that will come into play,
Like?
So, in selection for buying or building, things like your areas of interest, your social life.
Sure.
Okay. Right. Some people hang out till like late night. Some people want to go out on time. Again, too, what matters to whoever wants to build or buy is a place of work. Right? When do you resume? How convenient it is for you? So those are things that come into play when you're making consideration for buy
or build.
Okay. But at the end of it all, what matters is the person involved. Like I work outside Lagos, but I work on and off, and I can live anywhere. So I select where the estate where I live right now. We've got 2 big parks surrounded by green, and then good drainage system, good landscaping.
Is that in Lekki?
Yeah. So just behind Monastery, behind the November. So.
Oh, okay.
Behind November.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So like you're closer to Lakwe.
Yeah. So
you don't mind.
When I told my wife, I said, "Why are you going further this way? Why not this way?
Why not this way?" I mean, she has like social activities.
She's not. I'm even better than her.
Maybe she just doesn't want to be inside traffic.
You know the thing
So
is that
what happened basically when that comes to her is that if she goes out and she's coming home and it takes like an hour to drive home. So if I'm living in Lekki, I will have been home
since then.
And I told her, I said, what if you are coming from Black West Side, or what if you are coming from Ekwe Side? You are still going towards Lekki. So it depends. But my preference is I want to live in a serene environment.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when I want to go out in the crisis, I desire to go into the crisis. I don't want to live inside the crisis.
Okay, that's fair.
So I'm sorry to say this for those who live in Lekki for right now. They're in the midst of the crisis.
Chaos.
So both left and right, to me, is traffic. You wake up, it's traffic. But I want to wake up and see something nice. So when I'm going to Lekki Phase 1, when I'm going to VI, it is a decision I want to. I'm taking for myself. Maybe because I don't work 5-2 in Lagos. Yeah.
I was going to say, because, I mean, if you are talking like this, means you're not going to work every day.
Yes.
People are going to work every day. They don't have a choice.
They
don't now.
True.
So, and then cost implications too, because of that consideration, you see that houses in Lekki Phase 1 are much costly.
Yes.
Than the other locations, right?
So now,
basically, affordability sets in.
Mm-hmm.
So a house of 8 million naira in Lekki Phase 1, the same house could go for 4 million naira in where I live.
Yeah.
With a better facility, with a green environment, with a better
parks,
water, with a bigger park.
Yeah.
And then, so with less noise, the hooting around there is humongous,
You don't even know.
The noise level is high. So.
I feel like the building in Lekki is just, I don't mean to slag off Lekki, but my God, you have just wake up, your neighbor is the shopping mall. It's true. Now you go to bed and you think all of us in this house are retired. Tomorrow you wake up, there's a restaurant next door.
Yeah, I feel like Lekki is going to be very...
it's very commercialized.
Yeah, very soon.
Yeah,
a lot of business.
It's already there.
No, but I'm just saying like more residents will be parking out because it's getting commercialized like every day.
Look at Lekki Phase 1. I don't want to put a figure to it, but I can say practically up to 40% is not commercial.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not commercial.
I agree. Because they've already done that to VI.
The whole of VI was residential.
Was residential initially. Now the business started
but
coming.
That's what I'm saying. They've done it to VI. They'll do it to Lekki Phase 1.
Why can't they do it to Ikoyi?
It's so big, man.
No, but I'm just like, why? I mean, it's maybe closer to the
cost of the
you can't throw big men out of their homes.
Yes, maybe the cost of the property, right? It's high.
It's very high.
It's just like you converting houses in Banana Island to commercial.
Where do you want to start from?
I mean, I guess the profits cannot support the...
It really can't.
It can't support the rent. So.
But what? Never say never.
Never say never.
Nothing is impossible.
This Lagos. Yeah, I'm sure if you told someone 20 years ago that the whole of VI wouldn't be residential again, or Barbie should not be there anymore, you'd have said they are joking. You'd have said it's not possible.
What happened to Babish? Was it not the incident that happened that's why they closed Babish?
What incident?
Was that not Babish?
They've sandfilled
the one that the
Eco
water
Atlantic
came.
No, Eco Atlantic has stayed. They've sandfilled it.
Is that not Babish?
That's Babish.
Exactly. Is that not why they closed it?
No, they didn't close it. They just made use of that opportunity to stop the encroachment of the water.
And just
they put land there.
That's not just simple land. That's an expensive land.
It's very expensive. I did think that venture was, I mean, I don't want to say much.
Anyways, we don't...
I would just say, the people that have gone into it, I wish them the best.
We do. We really do wish them the best.
Because I find out, let me tell you why. As the coastal city, Lagos is probably below sea level. So when climate change, like with the changes of climate and, the Antarctica, all of those places that the water is beginning to melt, the water needs to go somewhere.
Yeah.
So eventually, all of this will come back. It will push back on what we have done. So
maybe they've put as a risk, so we don't know.
Eco Atlantic is actually a control measure. Yeah, it's a control measure because they built a kind of what they call Lagos Wall to stop the drifting of the water.
Back.
So,
I'm sure they would have implemented that when they were planning it.
It's actually a control measure. In those days, you can hardly drive through
that road, right?
Yeah, through that road.
Once rain falls, the whole place will be swimming.
But now rain falls and you drive.
Oh, of course.
That's so definitely that's good.
Anyways,
I miss the beach though.
There are a lot of beaches around.
They've opened more.
I know the thing. I feel like also, again, you mentioned that you have 2 parks in your estates where you live. I also feel like those things sort of make you, as a builder, as a buyer, they really just like, if you have kids, if you want somewhere to take them to, if you want them to be somewhere in the afternoon, because a lot of people don't go out anymore because of just how we live in Lagos now. So those are the things that people should really consider when you think of, where am I buying? What can I do outside of my house? Like, for all my kids to not have so much screen time, what are the activities they can do outdoors in a safe, controlled environment? That sort of thing.
Because it needs to really be safe.
It does need to be safe.
Yeah. So, buying or building is dependent on the person.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you're a builder.
Definitely.
It doesn't remove the fact that I can still buy.
Okay.
So if you see something you like.
Oh, of course. Why not? What matters most is that, what determines or affects buying sometimes is proximity to downtown.
Okay.
When I'm in downtown, like VI, I regard VI as downtown.
Yeah.
So for instance, for you to buy a land in Lekki Phase 1 now, I don't think there's any land.
Is there still land? I doubt there's any land.
You buy from his order has bought before that.
I don't think there's
any land.
You see land. I don't see land in Lekki Phase 1.
They built everything.
If I have a preference, if I have a business, if I have a need, and I have the resources to buy, why not I will buy? It's just that when you buy, you remodify, you remodel, to suit your...
I think my only problem with buying is the fact that you might not know, like, the issues.
How they built it. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, when you pack in, you might see, like, certain problems.
Quality issues. So sort of maybe sometimes one pipe will break in the wall.
Because I remember when we were planning on moving, because we used to stay on the mainland, planning to move. At first, my daddy wanted to buy, but it was just like, first of all, the price, no. So it was just like, let him build his own house. I think...
Is he happy with the house?
Yeah. That's where we stay.
Yeah.
A lot of people are happy with the house.
When you build your own house,
they build.
I think the sweat that goes into it sort of makes like a stronger emotional attachment.
It's very hard for
That's another thing. Yeah. There's a kind of emotional attachment
to a house that you
put
up from the ground. Because I don't think
you can build something and hate it because you saw it literally.
It's like when you see your child grow up.
Exactly.
That's why your sweat is inside.
Yeah.
So you're just like, when
you see a child grow up, your child growing up right your presence, your very, very eyes, you will love him or her the more.
Yeah.
So if you have a child and you drop the child like 6 months old, for you to see him or her at age 18, look at it. Is there going to be affinity?
Minimal. No. I mean, it's your child, yes, but you don't have any memories attached.
Yeah, so that is it. So the memories attached to it is
what binds you to the house.
So binds, and like I said, you are in control of what you're doing.
Yeah.
You want your room to be at certain dimensions. Like, for instance, right now, if I buy a house for myself, I will do a lot of remodeling.
Okay.
Because my preference...
You know your taste.
Yes. Yeah. My preference for my sitting room tiles is always very different.
Okay.
I like glassy, polished surface tiles. That is not slippery.
Okay.
It doesn't come cheap. So, and most of the time, there's no builder
that's going to go all the way.
There's no builder that will build and use those kind of tiles.
So you're going to remove all the tiles you put on.
So that is where I said, by the time you start remodeling, right, it's going to cost you fortune to get it to your taste.
What are people that don't remodel and just...
So that means you're making do with what you have. So you are not getting the satisfaction.
Who says they're managing?
Maybe that's what they like. Exactly. Maybe they don't want to shine.
So
at the end of the day, still preference.
I think it really just come down to your preference, like what your lifestyle is currently like, location, where you work. Also, I also feel like the thing about buying is great because it's like off the shelf, right?
Yeah,
it's just like you're good to go.
It's easy.
So I guess
it comes with a lot of problems.
It does come with the problem.
Does come with a lot of problems.
Have you ever bought a house before?
I have remodeled houses for people.
What kind of
so
problem?
You've never bought a house?
Plumbing.
I know that one. That's the ultimate. Because those pipes must break.
Yes, now.
That's one too.
Those pipes must break.
Even when building too.
The quality of the doors. No one will build a house and use quality doors. That's why sometimes you will see a house in this current Lekki Phase 1. For instance, this same building, the same structure can cost, say, 100 million. The same building just beside can cost 140 million.
Because
tell me why.
What's the difference? Quality finishing.
The finishing.
Yeah.
And please bear in mind that the finishing is what that makes the house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
The tiles, the doors, the wardrobe.
Okay, you know, this is very interesting because Mixta also has products that are sort of like hybrid.
Yeah.
So they let you bring in. So they sell those homes. They just do like they fit it outside. I think they call them shell, but they call them like hybrid finish. And then you then come to your taste, tell what you like, you know. You bring the kind of doors that you want. Yeah. You do, I mean, obviously they fit the windows, but you're allowed to change if you want to, maybe change to, I don't know, louver, sliding door.
Can remodel it.
You really can when it comes to finishing.
Yeah, so that is why if you look at Mixta, so they have those carcass shell and then, you know, the finished ones, and then you can finish them to your taste.
Yeah.
I did the remodeling for someone in Beachwood Park.
Okay.
All right. So we changed the doors, both the internal and the external. I think it's 3-bedroom or something like that. So the cost of the doors alone, right? Like I was trying to create that analogy. The cost of the doors the man bought, I think he bought, I'm close to like 1.8 million naira door.
Really?
Yeah. And that was like on like a kind of moderate prices.
Yeah, but not the high end.
Yeah, not the high end product. So,
okay.
You know, and how much is the house to sell? So now, if you look at it that way, so but if you see a house A going for 40 million, oh, this is house cheap. Right. Another house, the same design,
exact
the
same
thing. 60 million, you know, I'll go for the
40 million.
You need to be very careful.
Very careful.
Watchful. Yeah. What are the qualities? What is sanitary wear?
Okay.
You know, some sanitary wears after 6 or 9 months, it becomes brown.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like my house now, the sanitaries were I bought like 2012. 10 years ago right now. If I remove it, I put a sticker on it, I can sell for new. Roca.
Oh, okay.
So it's premium. Right. So I can sell for new because it doesn't retain stains or dirt.
So are you really saying that people who are building need to just put their eyes on like premium wear for the finishing? They should just close their eyes and pay top dollar.
So why they won't be able to use those premium finishing is because of the cost implication. Just like I told you, 40 million and 60 million, 20 million is a lot of difference.
It is.
So they want to use the items.
And then the building to sell, to make money, right?
Yes, of course.
So they're not living in it.
I call those fixtures placeholder.
Okay.
That's to hold a place for them. The doors are placeholder. The sanitary wares are placeholder. When
the owner comes, they do the one they like.
Yeah, exactly.
That's very interesting. So we've spoken about the things you want to look out for when we are building. So business with money layer, but you've also mentioned that you can sidetrack. You can sort of checkmate those by buying from reputable builders, reputable resellers, reputable land bank holders, real estate businesses, to avoid us paying 2 times for land.
Yes.
Does that still happen though?
Oh, definitely, still. I'm sure.
Till tomorrow.
Till forever.
As long as there's land, there will be money there.
Yes, there will be money. There will be land. They are professional land grabbers. Professional in the sense that
once they hear it has gone off the market.
Somebody can just wake up.
So there's a network.
There's a network.
Of course.
I don't want to talk so much about that. It's a network because people go to invite a money there. Yes.
So it's like a plan.
It's planned. Of course, always planned. They go and invite the land grabbers. Land grabbers, they have their different department. They have people that will help them to write the story about the land.
Voila.
They have people in their group that will tell the story. Somebody will write the story. They will look at the area. They will look at the judiciary within the place. They look at the police station around the place. You know, everything works together.
It's very full. Like it's a full
syndicate.
End to end.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. The entire value chain is utilized. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
Nothing is left.
There's no way. There's no loophole.
There's no loophole.
You can't think you can.
Once they start, it's a start to finish project.
Fantastic.
And they must conclude it.
So if they want to call police, they already have the police.
They know they want to call. They know the person that's higher than the person.
They say the value chain is full already.
Yeah. So the only thing that can override people like that is when you have a kind of superior power, probably the governor or the brigadier general of one formation, who can press down on them. You know, Nigeria is like a military setting, so nothing works. Yeah.
There's always one person that they fear.
Yeah, of course.
But if you don't want to deal with money, just, buy from a reputable. Just go and buy from someone that has done the work.
That's sacrosanct. There is no.
If you don't like stress,
even if you like stress,
There's
because
like stress.
liking stress is different from willing to waste your money.
Yeah.
Fair. Okay.
Right. To make the money is a lot of risk.
It's true.
So don't make the risk and then still put your money on risk again.
Yeah. That's
right.
Just
so you don't double your, the risk.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm also, if you look at the real estate companies, they are the ones that actually provide the best of infrastructures. So why do you want to go and buy a land somewhere that you are the one that will be doing the drainage yourself?
Yeah.
Okay.
You will now be calling Mr. your neighbor, Mr. Patrick, my neighbor, Mrs.
Let's come together.
Let's come together.
You know everybody because
you
need the road. One thing.
You need the road. So all of you know yourselves.
So the best bet, and at the end of it all, is much cheaper.
Okay.
It's much cheaper.
Really?
To build.
To build and to buy from real estate.
Okay.
It's much cheaper.
Fantastic.
Much
I'm glad they
cheaper.
are saying that because a lot of people want to say,
it has to be
I know somebody.
A reputable company.
No, they'll tell you, like, I know one single agent that knows somebody. And those
no,
things
it's much cheaper. Because I've tried the two ends. It's much cheaper. Much cheaper. And the return on investment when you buy from real estate is much because everybody is looking for infrastructures.
Yeah. Okay.
The cost of infrastructure is high. It's huge. And that is why when you want to deal with real estate firms, you want to deal with one with good track record.
Okay,
yeah.
That's great.
So
like
Mixta Africa.
Yes.
Let me put it that way.
Fantastic.
I mean, Mixta has...
you've done you well now.
They've done you well now. We've done you well,
you don't
actually.
know money land now. So you bought 3 different land,
Have we given you any problem?
Nobody's stopping you.
So the decision to buy from Mixta was a noble one for me. And honestly, I'm not regretting it.
Fantastic.
That's
very great to hear.
That's a great review.
And that is why, and again, maybe because the contact person.
Oh, okay.
That also.
That serves a very great deal of interest as well.
I agree.
I think the sales team is very fantastic.
It is.
Everybody comes back and says, you know what, I really like the person. Like every time they're like, you know what, I'm only going ahead because like a lot of times they say, a lot of the buyers say, let me say, this person has worked so hard. The final reason, no, it's not because of what people are. I mean, yes, it's great that
maybe you guys have a very fantastic sales team.
We do.
The person I met her 2018, and she's been like a sister.
Oh,
that's what she said.
Yeah, she's been like a sister. Wonderful.
Fantastic.
So because she handles my request with utmost importance, and that even earned her more referrals.
Oh, great.
So
we're definitely expecting you back for another project.
He said telling people to come and buy.
I said something.
Apart from the referrals, now he has bought 3. There's no harm in buying 4.
I said something. I said greenfield projects. So what I do is to buy from Mixta when they are just developing a new project because greenfield projects comes in at the entry price is very minimal. Very minimal.
Sure.
Just like if you go back to Farah Park 2 right now, I'm sure
they've built it up now.
They have.
You've been there. Okay.
Oh,
he was there when they had not.
Well, he said he came and he saw bush.
So like I said,
it was green.
Like I said, I bought when it was green. When it was undeveloped, when it was green.
And it was green.
So the greenfield is a terminology in the oil and gas industry. They had the greenfield project, we had the brownfield project. So the Farah Park 1 is brownfield.
Very.
Because it's old. And when something is old, it's brown.
Yeah.
Okay, like a fresh green leaf is green, right?
Yeah.
Just like the fall and the winter,
Yeah.
So that is it. So a brown leaf is an old leaf. So like Farah Park 1 is brownfield project.
It is.
And then the Farah Park 2 and the current Lakwel Lakes is still Greenfield.
Okay.
Because if you look at Lakwel right now, there's no secondary market yet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when you guys are done, Mixta is done, and then every other plot is bought, and then it becomes, who has so it turn out to be brownfield.
Oh, okay.
And then that's where, the ROI increases.
Oh, okay.
So,
but I want to point out that, I think a lot of people who, I know you think there's a secondary market already.
So that would be secondary market because of proximity. People don't want to go to Zone C right now. They want to, like the one I have is just behind, I don't know, this building.
Your land.
Where is the name? I can't remember right now. Okay, after those Cove forever.
Okay,
so close. Like Obudu.
No, it's like Plone.
Okay, after the Obudu. After those residentials.
The Aso Loft, yes.
Aso Loft. I think there's one building on the left that is painted white. I think I know the owner of the...
No, it's not waterfront. It's garden facing.
It's garden facing, so it can't be.
So it's probably at one of after the coves.
It's after the coves, right? So I think there is one individual private building.
Yes. Someone standing on the right.
Pilewura.
Okay.
Now I remember. Pilewura. So
you're close now.
Yeah, so in those areas there could be secondary market.
Yeah.
Because people don't want to go to
They don't want to go further down,
maybe.
further in.
So that's what will happen over time.
Oh, okay.
So, but my intention is to live there.
Loco would love to have you.
You know, we have the retirement project.
Really?
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
I know. I was at the launch.
Oh, fantastic! So I mean, I know you say you like to build.
You guys will build for me.
I know you say you like to build.
I want to build myself.
You want to build
that's as well, but you could still buy because.
Well, I'm considering buying. You know, but I can, but
you should.
Because it's like because the features are amazing.
That's right.
For the fact that you want to use, like, it's a retirement
and
home.
Also, it's geared towards retirement. A lot of the developments in Lake. So if you're buying like you say, our staircase, you'll be climbing this one, that one, but it's like proper fitted for.
It's what it is.
Limited mobility, older
24 hours,
24 hours light, water, green.
You have it.
But
think about it.
When we get there.
When we get to that bridge.
So I'm currently running the project right now. So.
Okay.
Which is more...
Keep us in mind.
Yes,
keep us in mind. That's all I'll say.
The project at hand is more bigger than that.
So. That's okay.
That's fine.
Anytime.
No
I have teenagers going to school. So.
That's the main project, But anyways, thank you so much for coming on today. Thank you so much. We had such a great time.
We really did.
Thanks for also being very open, sharing like a lot of things that you've learned about building, And it's something that's good because a lot of people I know are beginning to consider buying homes and, building, and just the fact that you're not saving money by going through like a single agent as opposed to a reputable builder or reputable land real estate business is very important, because it will be very painful if somebody has worked the last 10 years and they buy land and they have to pay twice.
Do the risk of
any money and then put your money at risk again.
Yeah.
So it's great that someone is speaking. It's great that someone that has gone through fire, refined.
Yeah. But if it's not, if you don't want to, at the end of the day, build, always get from like
reputable organizations. Run your risk, do the profile, search,
background check, all those things.
And then again, one has to do quality test on the building you're buying.
Yeah. Okay. Because if you don't have, the last thing before we go, I want to ask, if you don't have the knowledge, how can you do quality test? So like now, I've never built a house before. I'm not an engineer. I don't have like engineering background. If I want to buy a house, how do I carry a quality test? There are professionals who does that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just get them involved. They charge you for a fee and then they will carry out the test.
It's just that you need to also do your background check on the ones you want to hire. So at the end of the day, you still have to do background check for all these things.
So can I say the two sides are filled with risk. So you just have to weigh your risk, which one you want to go into.
Okay.
Again, you talk about money. So, if you're buying outright.
Yeah.
If you're building, you're building over a period of time.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
depends
the MPV of money.
Yeah, time. We can consider time value of money as well. That is true.
So it was very nice to have you, Mr. Kunle.
Thank you so much.
Insightful
conversation. And I'm pretty sure I've picked up a little.
To our listeners, I hope you've learned something very interesting today.
Very interesting, because for me, I have
if you're considering buying or building, when you consider all your, all the priorities or whatever you have whatever you're working on, you want to consider all of the things our guest has told you about today before you make the final leap. Whatever the case may be, I hope you make decisions that are great for you, for your home, and I hope that you eventually get to build or own or buy your dream home in the near future. All right. Thank you so much for listening. See you next time.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.